Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi held a phone conversation with U.S. Secretary of State Rubio on April 30th, ahead of U.S. President Trump's scheduled visit to China in mid-May. During the call, Wang Yi emphasized that the Taiwan issue concerns China's core interests and is the biggest risk factor in U.S.-China relations. He further stressed that the United States should honor its commitments and make the right choice. This statement is seen as a clear warning to the U.S. not to interfere in the Taiwan issue before President Trump's upcoming visit. In response, Secretary Rubio reportedly said that both sides should maintain communication and coordination and pursue strategic stability in U.S.-China relations through appropriate handling of differences. This report comes from 6Tay, really S. Dart, Compay, Dart Brying, Dart. Dardianois. NBC News reports that Iran is actively using the current ceasefire with the U.S. to recover hidden missiles and munitions, aiming to reconstitute its drone and missile capabilities. This acceleration of efforts is seen by U.S. officials as a move to prepare for potential attacks across the Middle East should President Donald Trump decide to resume military operations. The article highlights a disparity in assessments. While White House and Pentagon officials, including Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, assert that Iran's military is largely destroyed, with Rubio claiming half its missiles are gone and no Air Force or Navy remain, U.S. intelligence indicates Iran still possesses many pre-war capabilities, including numerous ballistic missiles and over half of its Air Force and naval components. Trump is scheduled to meet with his national security team to discuss options, including new military action to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran blocked after U.S. and Israeli bombing began on February 28th, leading to soaring global oil prices. The ongoing negotiations to end the conflict appear to be at an impasse. According to a report from Liberty Times, Ukraine's ambassador to Japan, Yuri Lutovinov, announced on April 28 that Japan's recent decision to lift its weapon export ban in principle could pave the way for Tokyo to provide military equipment to Kyiv. Japan's government revised its 3 principles on transfer of defense equipment and technology on April 21st, removing prior restrictions on 5 types of uses and now allowing the export of weapons as defined by the Self-Defense Forces Law. Ambassador Lutovinov described this as a huge step forward for dialogue, stressing the huge domino effect if Ukraine falls and the inextricable link between Indo-Pacific and European security. While the reforms maintain export limits to conflict areas, exceptions are allowed for Japan's national security interests. Lutovinov suggested that rather than direct purchases, Japan could help Ukraine develop its own air defense systems to reduce reliance on scarce U.S.-made Patriot missiles, highlighting Ukraine's industrial capacity but need for investment. Japan's Foreign Ministry and Prime Minister's office have yet to comment. Prime Minister Sanae Takashina had previously expressed support for Kyiv's efforts for peace. During his ongoing AI Sentry lawsuit against OpenAI, Elon Musk made a significant admission in a California federal court. Musk, who initiated the lawsuit alleging OpenAI betrayed its open promises by becoming a for-profit entity, testified that his own company, XAI, partially used Distillation technology to train its Grok model by leveraging OpenAI's models. He characterized this practice as common in the AI industry. This admission, reported by Phoenix New Media, has highlighted a perceived double standard. Earlier this year, major U.S. AI labs like Anthropic and OpenAI, along with the White House, aggressively condemned Chinese AI companies for similar distillation activities, labeling them as industrial-grade theft and national security threats. The article points out the irony that a technology demonized when used by Chinese firms is now defended by Musk as standard practice. His testimony might serve as a belated exoneration for those previously accused Chinese companies. The trial is expected to continue for several more weeks. At a United Nations Security Council meeting held on April 30th to discuss nuclear issues, China reiterated its criticism of Japan, asserting that Japan is on the brink of possessing nuclear weapons. China cited past remarks by a senior official of the Takashina administration, who last year indicated a willingness to possess nuclear weapons. Beijing urged Japan to definitively abandon new militarism and uphold its peace constitution and the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT. In response, Japan firmly rejected China's statement as completely baseless and highly misleading. Tokyo further argued that China, which is rapidly and opaquely expanding its own nuclear arsenal, is not in a position to criticize Japan. This exchange of accusations follows similar heated discussions at the NPT review conference on April 29th. Additionally, Russia and North Korea also leveled criticism against Japan at the Security Council meeting, accusing it of expanding its rearmament efforts. This report comes from Lejus to NN. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.